Okay, so this concept is literally one of the most powerful things that I could possibly teach you or share with you, let's say, on this channel. And it'll allow you to very effectively create your reality. And I know this because that's what it enabled me to do. If you think about the way you create your life, it's essentially standards and habits. The things that you accept for yourself, that's what you get more of. And then obviously you need to exercise certain habits to create the outcomes that you want in your life. How normal people create their standards is based off of past experience. So, if they want to get a relationship, they might look at their parents as a reference group. They might see, hey, how was my family with the relationship with my mom and with my dad? And if they had a healthy relationship, then you would be highly unlikely to tolerate any level of toxicity in your relationship because you have a reference of, hey, this is so much better. If you had a relationship before that was just 10 out of 10, then you are not going to tolerate any type of misbehavior from a potential partner because you know that there is a better alternative to this way of living. The problem is that for most of us, our past experiences, they're quite bad. We generally grow up in households that are relatively toxic, and then obviously there is also an entire level of this. So it's not just a relationship is healthy or toxic; it's a continuum of like, hey, how healthy is this? And you will rarely ever be in a situation where you've experienced such an outlier situation to where you are familiar with that and you can reach that level, right? And there's always a beyond, anyways. There's a level beyond that where you haven't yet had that experience. And so, for us to create a life by design and not by default, to create a life that is created with intentionality, we have to create standards based off of things that we haven't experienced before. And so, this is why it's so important to have a vision and to believe in that vision steadfast and to not settle for anything that is not at the level of that vision. Because it's never really a matter of if the vision is attainable or not, unless you really create some out of this world thing. It's more of a matter of, are you the person that is that developed that you are worthy of being in that position? And so the first part of that is, once again, standards. What will you accept for yourself? Because you get more of what you accept. And then the other side of that is your habits, your actual character. I know there is a monk who said this to a friend of mine as well. It's, you are your habits. Literally, what you are is the culmination of your habits, because that determines your outlook, your character, your vibration. It determines everything. And so the real litmus test at any given moment is this in alignment with my highest vision? Is this in alignment with what my highest self would do? And this is why it's so important to get clear on this, because if you aren't clear, you're just wandering, you're not sure. But if you are sure, anything that is out of alignment with that, you immediately have the awareness to where you can experience the consequences through your conscious, because your conscious will tell you that that behavior is not in alignment and that you are capable of more. And then over time, as you start to grow into that, you start to grow into the vision, you start to see the evidence of it being real. And that's when it goes from wishing and, if possible, faith, right? Truly believing in it, to actually having a state of being that is in alignment with that, to where you can truly embody that faith. Because it's so much easier to have faith when you've seen prior evidence. The problem is, of course, faith is to some extent having faith without prior evidence, but that definitely makes it easier. Because for most of us, that vision that we have is something that seems so distant. But when you can surround yourself with people that are making millions a year, in their 20s, whatever it is, you can start to see, hey, I'm not that different from that person. And even the internet is useful for this, but it's It's a different level when you meet people that operate at the level that you want to be in or be at. And so one of the best things you can do is to invest in getting around these people so you can start to see what standards they have for themselves, and you can realize it's possible for you, so you can then embody those. And so one of the most powerful litmus tests at any given moment is this in alignment with my highest self? Is this in alignment with my highest vision? And if you're not clear on that, take the time to get clear on that, because that will allow you to create this very powerful frame to operate on. Now, I guess the next chapter of this entire topic would be how you can actually really trust yourself to let go of your current reality so you can shift into that next level. That is something we'll talk about tomorrow. See you tomorrow.